Hi folks, it's me, Renee. And if you're looking around, you're wondering, is Renee taking a break from Revv Motoring by hanging out at the swimming pool? Well, I'm definitely not. I'm over here at the Civil Service Club right here in Changi. And the producers decided that, since we're here at a really beautiful location where all the families are gathered, we'd want to do a family car for all of you out there. The family car that we have for you today is the all-new Kia Optima K5. It has an all-new shape with lots of technology, and in terms of innovation and design, you really have to see it to believe it. This fourth generation Kia Optima was designed by Peter Schreier, who's the Chief Design Officer at Kia.
The all-new Kia still retains its body image, which has made it one of the best-selling models worldwide. The latest new model has been really given a whole new look and feel, with the promise of an improved ride and even handling. Well, overall the Kia is marginally longer, taller and even wider. The wheelbase has been extended by 10 mm to 2805 mm, with the full vehicle length growing by even 10 mm as well to 4855 mm. Meanwhile, the new model is 25 mm wider at 1860 mm and even 10 mm taller, 1.465 millimeters. The Optima integrates the brand's hallmark tiger nose grille with the longer, wider wraparound dual projection headlamps pulled taut over the blistered wheel arches. The bumper swells into bold right angles around the front fog lamps, adding greater volume to the lower part of the face and giving the car a more stable and even wider look. The side profile maintains the raked A-pillar and sweeping C-pillar, which adds to the Optima's sports sedan appearance. To date, this generation of Optima is the most aerodynamic model with a reduced drag coefficient of 0.353. Nice. Right, let's talk power under the hood. Well, the Kia Optima is powered by a 2-liter, 4-cylinder inline 16-valve DOHC DC VVT petrol engine. The car can deliver 163 horsepower at 6,500 RPMs and generate peak torque of 196 Newton meters from 4,480 RPMs. It has a top speed of 202 km per hour, pretty decent. With a 6-speed automatic transmission, the Optima can do 0 to 100 in 10.5 seconds. But of course, you're not buying it for speed, you're buying it for luxury. With an average fuel consumption of 13.2 kilometers per liter and CO2 emissions of 182 grams per kilometer, it has a 70-liter fuel tank.
The interior of the fourth generation Kia Optima K5 is a lot more luxurious than its predecessor, and it has a really more driver-focused interior and cockpit.
In terms of comfort, well, we have reshaped seats for the driver and even passengers. The front driver's seats have an integrated memory system and are fully power adjustable. Wow, all that for that price. Not bad. The dashboard is spread along a more horizontal plane and a wider central console, creating a greater sense of spaciousness. Very, very important when you're driving. The dashboard is divided into an upper display zone and a lower control zone, ensuring drivers never need to take their eyes off the road in order to see the key information displayed. Now that's safety for you. A striking tandem cylinder supervision cluster with a 4.3-inch color TFT LCD provides a customable set of essential data such as average fuel economy, trip distance, distance to empty, and even outside temperature. The central fascia is angled 8.5 degrees, that precise, towards the driver. The console is finished with a choice of materials including gloss black and aluminium, with a dash of chrome running the length of the dashboard, dividing the display and control zones and lending the interior to a single color scheme.
Being a family car, one thing that everybody's concerned about is storage space. And especially when you come to a place like the Changi Civil Service Club, you want to carry your inflatables and toys and a whole bunch of stuff for the kids. And the good news is the new K5 Optima has increased its boot space from 505 liters to 510 liters. Access to the boot is via two options. One is the lever at the driver section or via the remote control. Okay, so all you need to do is just press the button. And there you go. It has grown quite a bit since the last version, from 505 to 510. There's also an underfloor storage area for more space. And what they have done, they've actually increased the width of the boot for more practicality.
Well, it's been a while since we had a Korean family car to kind of present or review. So having the all-new Kia Optima K5 for our presentation was something that the whole team was kind of looking forward to getting our hands on and test drive. And once again, as I mentioned, it's the 4th gen version of the very popular Kia Optima. Some very quick specs or quick information that you might want to know about the car. If you didn't watch our presentation on the interior or the exterior, please do so, because it's going to give you a really more better idea about what this car is all about, especially if you're looking for a good family sedan. So we're just going to make it real quick, real short, give you some really basic information, things like about the technology, and also what's it going to cost for you to drive the car, and in terms of spending as well. So this is a 2-litre normal aspirated car. Okay, offers you about 163 horses, and for a 2-litre car, like I said, this is once again a family sedan car. It's, I think, more than enough to get you around town, do your normal grocery shopping, or even for the daily drive. Okay, so let's talk about some tech that Kia has introduced to this 4th generation of the Optima K5. Kia has introduced this thing called the Vehicle Stability Management. Alright, so maybe if it sounds too technical for you, don't worry, I'll break it down for you. So the Vehicle Stability Management talks about things like your whole throttle response, your braking stability, and also in terms of the stability of the car when it's driving on any road conditions, whether it's a straight road, it's an expressway, or even especially if you're talking about taking corners. This car, with the stability management, what Kia has done is they've managed to actually make the car very much more stable than previous generations of car. And for a driver, whether if you're a new driver or a person who's really advanced, and what you want in a car basically when you buy it is a car to be very stable. Okay, and in this case, as you can hear, it's really has great road holding on the road. In terms of steering, honestly, it's really easy and it's very responsive. Okay, just a touch of the steering and I'm getting it moving in the direction that I want to. So in terms of steering management, in terms of stability management, they have a whole new management system that they've employed in this car. I think it's really excellent for a guy who's just passed his driving license, or a very more advanced driver, or even a lady for that matter. Okay, I think it's going to be very easy for you to handle this generation of the Kia Optima. And some of the other tech for the driver himself, I think, which they have introduced into this car, things like they have the cornering lights for safety. I think most nowadays, and these are once again things that you would find in high-end cars which you pay a whole lot more money for. So it's available in this car. Things like your cornering lights. This car also comes equipped with cruise control. So for those long drives, I think it's going to be very hard to use cruise control in Singapore. I mean, just look at all the highways, all the jams. It's next to impossible. Even when I tried using this in cruise control, it's in less than 2 minutes I had to disengage it, because with the jams that we have on the road, cruise control I think is not really that practical in Singapore. But once again, it's an option that it's available in this car. But so for me personally, I think cruise control really helps me, especially for those long drives when you take the family up to Malaysia and you go down long highways. I think that is really one of the options that's available in this car, which is really excellent to have. And another thing that Kia has employed in this version of the car is the different modes for driving. Okay, we have the normal mode, there's also the eco mode, and last but not least, the sports mode. As for in different modes that you're in, what they've done is they've actually still allowed you to have full manual control of the car via the paddle shifters. So if you're one of those people who kind of like to change gears manually, well, all you need to do is employ the paddle shifters and automatically the car goes into manual mode. In terms of vehicle information, they've got a really well built and well designed information center. And the good thing about it is when you're looking at the information on the display, it doesn't distract you from the road ahead. So it's really, they've made it very ergonomically friendly for the driver. So in terms of information on the display, things like what speed you're going, when's your next servicing due, things like when am I going to have to top up fuel, and a whole bunch of information, all available via this very intuitive button and scroll bar, which is available on the steering wheel. So it gives you a whole bunch of information that you, the driver, really needs nowadays, especially with the car with full electronics. It's really good to be well informed with a very well equipped display that's available right here. In-vehicle systems, in-vehicle entertainment systems. Well, unlike other cars where it has a full TFT display screen, the Kia Optima does not have one. Okay, it has a mono display basically. So it doesn't give you things like your reverse cameras, no navigation systems. So that's something that if you want to add on to your car, I think you have to buy it as an option where you can actually use it in this car. But that being said, in terms of reversing, the way this car is designed, it makes parking this car very easy, honestly, because we put it. What happens is we put it in reverse gear. The mirrors actually tilt downwards, so it actually gives you a better view and use the lines of the parking space that you have as a guide on how to park this car. Okay, so but it also has sensors, so if you get too close to anything behind you, it actually warns you. So even though there's no reverse cameras, there's still some safety technology being employed in the Optima to help you park safely. And other technologies been employed in the car is auto headlights and auto wipers, which is very helpful, especially if you're driving, and the rain happens to come in a downpour, the wipers go on automatically, and also in terms of if you're driving in a tunnel or even in a car park, the lights will actually come on automatically. So this is some of the technology that's been employed in the Optima. Driver and passenger comfort, they've got some really comfortable leather seats, and this car actually will fit 5 very, very comfortably. They've got some really great seats. And for the front driver, the only thing that is available in terms of electric controls is only for the driver's seat. Over on the passenger side, it's still manual, but once again, basically it's something that I guess what Kia has done is they try to give you as much tech and as much automation into the car, but once again, due to the price factor that you're getting in this car, certain things are being limited. For example, full electronics for both the front driver and passenger. So in this case, you're only getting full electronic control of the seats only for the driver. Okay, so you heard as much comments as I can about the car. So is there any downsides in buying the Kia Optima? Well, the only thing that I kind of noticed about this car is the fact that it has a bit of a loud engine at the higher rev ranges. Alright, so just to give you an idea about what I mean when I say that, okay, so this is what happens when you kind of floor it. Okay, so can you hear that? So that's the only drive that I have. So when the car goes into a higher rev range, or you try to accelerate it more, or you try to floor it more, the engine tends to be a bit loud, which it kind of tapers off as you release the pedal, or you kind of cruise at a certain speed. But the initial takeoff or the initial acceleration of the car, it just kind of tends to sound a bit loud, which is not really that bad. I mean, it's not going to affect your driving or holding a conversation in the car. But just as I said before, it's just something that you might notice when you kind of tend to accelerate in the Kia Optima. But for this I guess that kind of wraps up as much of information I can give you about the all-new Kia Optima K5. To be honest, it's really a really relaxing drive. It's giving you everything that you need and everything that you want, basically. So the only thing now left for you to do is head on down to their showrooms and get behind the wheel and do a test drive. And do remember, and I keep saying this in every show, when you head down to their showrooms, do remember to mention to them that Revv Motoring sent you.
To sum things up on the all-new Kia Optima K5, well, I think in terms of its looks, its design, its features, its tech, and the way it handles, it has really come a long way since its predecessor. So if you're looking out for a family car and you're thinking to yourself, what car should I consider? Well, I definitely think the Kia Optima K5 should be very high on your list of the cars that you want to buy. Right, so let's talk pricing and how much is it going to cost you to drive the car here in Singapore. Well, the Kia Optima K5 is priced at $151,999 inclusive of COE, and the road tax is $1,212 annually. Well folks, we've wrapped up our shoot of the Kia Optima K5 and are now relaxed in the Maya Bar, which is a pub and restaurant right here at the Civil Service Club at Changi. We want to say a big Revv thank you to Cycle and Carriage Kia for allowing us to have the K5 for our presentation, and of course a big Revv thank you to the Civil Service Club at Changi for allowing us to have our shoots at this really fantastic family location. To find out more about Kia, head on down to their showroom at Alexandra Road. And for more family fun, please do bring your friends and family down to the Civil Service Club right here at Changi. To find out about the Kia and the rest of the cars we have reviewed thus far, head on over to our website at the link above. Till you catch us on the next episode, this is Renee signing off, and do remember, watch out for everybody on the road, whether the pedestrians, cyclists, or even your fellow motorists.